Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting night of League of Legends with CSL ULoL Campus Series. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Brian Starkey, and I will be doing a solo cast for you, gentlemen and ladies, tonight. Tonight we have a matchup between the Kansas State University and Central Michigan University. Kansas State comes in today's round of 32 favored team. Currently, they have the higher ranks and the momentum of this matchup because they had a solid tiebreaker win over Notre Dame last Saturday. CMU finished high, but we don't know if the competition was quite as stiff as theirs. And so we are going to be hopping into Champion Select here very, very shortly. If you will give me 1 sec to pull that up for you guys. It looks like we are loading in. League has been a little slow the last couple of days, but we will be working on it here very shortly. And as I say that, we are into game. We do have Kansas State University on blue side and Central Michigan on red side. I don't really know a whole lot about either of these teams as I haven't actively cast them before, but we are going to see a pretty standard Varus ban coming out. He is one of the higher priority picks right now because lethality is still very strong even after the nerfs that hit it in the 7.4 patch that was released about 3 days ago. We do see Varus still getting picked up just because he is still very strong, and they're trying to find that balance between how to make lethality good without making it awful. And so they did some stuff with armor penetration and stuff like that to kind of emphasize some trade-offs. The Draven ban, Draven is pretty strong right now. I haven't seen him play a whole lot. Might be a target ban at Dem Boys. Not entirely sure about that. We do see Camille being banned away as well. That's a pretty standard ban right now. Victor getting banned out. A smart ban, I guess, because Victor is one of those more aggressive mid laners that you kind of like to see in this meta to try to make some rotations happen, try to push down that first turret. We may see a little bit of a meta shift away from really focusing on getting that first turret down as soon as possible, because they did change the amount of gold that you receive for first turret blood. And that shifted from, I believe it was 400 to 300, and then the global gold decreased from 300 to 275. So it is a little bit different. Malzahar getting banned out as well. He got some nerfs, I believe it was in 7.3, but people still picked him a lot. Corki getting banned is a little bit surprising to me because he got nerfed very, very hard in the form of his ultimate getting a pretty big damage reduction in 7.4. So Corki getting picked away. Maybe people are still a little bit afraid of it, or they just don't want to play against it yet. Graves being picked up for the King. Graves has been very, very good. He's a very strong jungler, good duelist, which is kind of what you need in this meta between your Kindreds, your Kha'Zixes. Those junglers picking up a Graves is not a bad pick at all. And we did see the Graves in a couple of games last night as well, along with the Orianna, which is being hovered for the side of Central Michigan University. Orianna and Sona, not entirely sure what they would want to do here. Sona has a great ultimate, Orianna has a great ultimate, and those two together are very, very good to set up. You land the Sona ultimate, you put the ball in the middle, and then all of a sudden you have a nice little wombo combo chaining and putting everybody into a tight little spot for you to do what you want to them. The Udyr hover, I think they're just playing with me. I don't think anybody would actually pick Udyr in this meta, but if they do, I would be so hyped because Udyr's pretty cool. He's a fun champion. Nothing like a scary karate man running at you in bear stance from the jungle to try to stun you up and do some damage. So far, there hasn't been a lot being revealed from either side, really, I don't think. Orianna getting picked up, Sona getting picked up, not bad. Graves, pretty standard. We'll wait to see what they decide to do and what their priority picks are here. They already have the Graves. I haven't really seen an ADC in a long time. Yeah, so Graves is going to be going in the jungle, Nautilus in the top lane, and then Morgana for support. That actually works really well to counter out that Sona using that black spell shield to kind of negate any magical, any magically inflicted CC, stuff like that. And it absorbs AP damage, so provide your ADC a little bit more safety. One thing to note is that is on a very, very long cooldown, though. Morgana's going to have to be very smart. Dem Boys is going to have to be very safe, and Chilling is going to have to be smart using that Morgana Black Shield to try to stop that Sona damage because it does have a long cooldown. And Brand, we have seen him picked in the support role, but since we have Sona, that's kind of a giveaway. Zach, we have seen in the jungle. He's very aggressive. He's very, very good at ganking. He's able to make things happen even when you have wards up, just because he can come in from anywhere due to his slingshot. So that's very strong. The Tristana pick is actually very interesting. I haven't seen a lot of Tristana in this meta, but her getting picked up, not bad, honestly, because she does have good range. She can kill turrets very, very quickly, very siege-oriented, very poke-oriented. So the Tristana pickup is very good. We might see the Caitlyn come out into this matchup. Seen a little bit of a Caitlyn Tristana lane. Caitlyn Morgana is very good because you can actually chain your CC. You can use your Dark Binding to root them, hold them in place. Caitlyn can get some damage down, throw down a trap, and then root them longer and use that crit headshot. So there's a lot of damage that can be done with that combo. So Modified Granby and Behind Shadows are going to have to be very careful in this lane if the Caitlyn does get locked in. So one thing to note, yes, Caitlyn is getting locked in, and they're hovering Cass or the Syndra. Cass did get a little bit of a bug fix in 7.4. Before, there was a bit of a visual bug where she would flash and try to ult, and it would have her facing the incorrect direction, but the ult would go off in the right direction. So getting that bug fixed up makes it a little bit cleaner to play against and make it a little bit easier to play, I think, as well. I'm curious to see what Central Michigan is going to pick up for this top lane. A Riven would be very interesting. That's definitely not something that we see that often now. Riven still gets played frequently, but we don't see her played in a very big competitive scenario. So I'd be interested to watch the Riven Nautilus matchup. It'd be very fun to do. Nautilus is very strong. He's very poverty. We talk about that a lot. Yes, Riven is getting locked in for Behind Shadows, for Prime in that top lane, and he is going to be going against I Am Neil with that Nautilus in the top lane. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. And as the timer counts down, I'm going to kind of take a look real fast and just kind of walk through what the team comps are and who's going to be trying to do what here exactly. So I Am Neil is going to be playing against that Riven. Riven does not get nearly as tanky as Nautilus, but she does have a lot more damage. So if she gets rolling, she will snowball you very, very hard in that top lane. And you don't want Riven to start like with a lot of damage because it makes it very, very bad for the rest of your team. Graves would even have a hard time fighting her. Cass would have a hard time fighting her. A fed Riven is very, very potent. Graves versus Zach. Zach has much more of a gank potential, in my opinion, being able to make things happen easier, forcing those flashes a little bit easier than Graves. But Graves is a much stronger duelist, and he brings a lot more damage into lane with his ganks. Cass versus Orianna, both of them are very push heavy. They want to control the lane and they want to be able to roam to make things happen with their ultimates and to make things happen just with their basic spell abilities. I'm curious to see how this skill matchup plays out between Shyfron and Mask Link. It'll be very good to watch these two. And then in the bot lane, I touched on that a little bit with that Tristana Sona versus the Caitlyn Morgana. Caitlyn and Morgana have a very good combo, but Tristana and Sona do as well. There is a bit of poke and long-range damage that can come out from Sona and from Tristana. So I'm curious to see if these teams are going to be able to make this matchup happen in their favor, really, because Tristana and Sona can do good poke damage, but Caitlyn and Morgana can do it as well. And so I think it just depends on how they can land their CC and how they chain their abilities with one another. And before we head to commercial break here with the spectator delay, I'm going to do a rundown of the players and their positions real quickly. On blue side, we have Kansas State University with I Am Neil in the top line, the King as Graves in the jungle, Mask Link 12 as Cass in the mid lane, Dem Boys as Caitlyn at ADC, and Chilling as Morgana in that support role. And then for the side of Central Michigan University, we have Prine as Riven in the top lane, Double Lift as Zach in the jungle, Shyfron as Orianna in that mid lane, Modified Granby as Tristana in the ADC role, and Behind Shadows as Sona on that support. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have one exciting match of League of Legends coming up. This is going to be a best of 3 for that round of 16 to advance to play against Robert Morris University for playoffs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen.
Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Brian Starkey, and I will be casting this League of Legends game for you between Kansas State University and Central Michigan. We are working on loading into the Rift here very, very quickly, so just bear with me. What you saw there was a couple of our sponsors and a couple of the upcoming events we have with CSL as well. The Midwest Campus Clash is happening. That is for $25,000 on the line, April 8th at Columbia College in Missouri. Registration for the qualifier is open until February 22nd, which it's actually already closed, but the qualifier begins on March 5th. Type !clash in Twitch chat for more info. And while we're talking about things that CSL does, CSL is hiring a social media manager. So please head over to cstarleague.com and check it out for more information. And I promise you, we do look at all of the resumes and all the applications that come in, because that's actually how me and my co-casting partner got started, is just by hopping in and sending an email to see if we could give it a shot. So please don't hesitate to do that. And on that note, we are loading into the Rift for Kansas State University versus Central Michigan University. I apologize if it sounds like I'm trying to say something else when Kansas State University comes out. I go to a school called Kennesaw State University, which is also KSU. So I see KSU and I think my school and not Kansas State. So if I say that once or twice, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But I promise I mean Kansas State University. And now for both sides, we actually see a pretty standard start. Very safe, no deep wards trying to come out. Just a couple of protective ones to make sure that that the king isn't going to try and get in there and maybe do something a little sneaky, take away a buff away from double lift. We do know that Zach needs those 2 buffs early on in the jungle to help with his clear. So if he lost one of those, that would hurt him pretty badly. But it doesn't look like anything's going to go crazy, with both junglers looking like they're going to start actually on that red side to get the help from their bot lane to get that rolling. We do see modified Drambian behind shadows. If you look at your mini map, Sona and Tristana are sitting in that first bush, maybe trying to get some extra damage down onto Chilling and Dim Boys when they walk into the lane, but we'll see if they decide to do that or not. They might be trying to do a little bit of a switcheroo, because we typically do see, oh, nope, I lied. They went ahead and showed themselves in lane. It looks like they are going to try to go ahead and push for that level 2 advantage. Oh no, that's heartbreaking. Morgana actually took the red buff away from the king. That is going to hurt him very badly. He did get half experience for that, but he does not have his red buff to help him with the rest of this clear, and that's going to make this jungle route very hard, because not only does that take away some true damage to minions, but it also takes away extra health regen to help you in that lane. So I would expect to see Chilling at least try to make use of that red buff and put a lot of aggression on, get some true damage down with that. Just missing the binding, that is heartbreaking. But this is what I'm talking about. We see a lot of damage coming out from Dimboys and Chilling, and that is without Chilling even landing that first Dark Binding. Dimboys on that Caitlyn. Caitlyn does a lot of early game damage, and so that can be very potent to play against. I'm curious to see how Prine is going to do in this top lane against I Am Neil. Oof, man. Caitlyn landing that headshot. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to do too many things at once. I will slow down on that. We do see Prine doing a little bit of a trade in the top lane against I Am Neil. And Chilling is just missing those Dark Bindings. That's, I think, the third or second one that we've seen her miss. And I hope for their sake that they start landing those the rest of this game, because they are going to need it to make it happen. Prine doing very good damage to I Am Neil in that top lane, trading pretty evenly. But having to burn that that first biscuit for it. Oh, here comes double lift for that gank. Chilling going to probably die here. Going to give that first blood. No, he is going to live, and it does look like... Oh, spicy. Wow. So a lot of low health bars there in the bot line. Modified Granby having to use that heal to keep himself alive. Dimboy's baiting out a couple of flashes to keep Chilling alive with that heal. We do see actually summoners in favor of Central Michigan. The Behind Shadows still has both his flash and the exhaust, whereas the bot lane in the side of Kansas State University, they only have that flash up for Dimboys. So I would expect to see double lift again. Prine getting caught, but able to get out without taking too much damage. So it does look like he's able to stay even in CS pretty well, but I don't know how long he'll be able to keep that up for, because Nautilus does scale to be a lot more tanky than Riven scales to get damage without starting to get that gold and get fed like she needs to. So I'm curious to see how that's going to kind of manifest itself here in the mid game in about 16 minutes or so. It'll be good to see if Prine can make something happen on that Riven. Not a whole lot of action otherwise, besides what that little scuffle was there in the bot lane. We do see Masklink having a little bit of a CS lead over Shyfron there in the mid lane, but otherwise CS is pretty much even across the board. I Am Neil a little bit behind Prine, but that's also because we've seen a lot of aggression from Prine, and I Am Neil is actually walking back to lane. No, he is going to teleport, so he is going to lose that. Prine will have TP advantage, but it looks like he might just buy items and then maybe not teleport himself. Yeah, he is going to go ahead and walk back into lane, maintain that teleport advantage if they decide they want to make something happen across the map. And if I was Central Michigan University, I would be communicating that to my team if I was Prine, saying, hey, look, Nautilus doesn't have TP. We should try to use it, maybe make something happen. Maybe get a first turret, maybe trying to go ahead and get that Ocean Drake in that bot lane, because having that Ocean Drake on both Caitlyn, on both the Tristana and the Riven would be very, very helpful. We do see Neil taking a little bit of a little bit of damage here from Prine. Very good trade for him, getting that Dirk early for that lethality and that extra damage. So this will be see a little bit of a precursor of maybe some of the damage that Prine is going to be able to dish out. He is not level 6 yet, so he does have a little bit of a level disadvantage against Nautilus, but there's that level 6, and I would expect to see an all-in here relatively soon. I Am Neil, knowing that he might be easily ganked by Zach, is trying to protect himself, and he's doing a good job of it, getting that control ward out. Prine, although doing a bunch of damage, not deciding to go in on that, which I agree with. He used all of his cooldowns before he actually opened up his ult, which gives him extra attack damage. So if you are out there and you're wanting to be a promising Riven main, please, for one, have mercy and don't, because I would be very sad. But on the other side, if you are playing Riven, go ahead and activate that ult before you go all in, because you actually do more damage. So you're going to want to have that up for your duels. If you're going to fight double lift, coming in though, and forcing that flash out of Masklink. Masklink does have the double defensive summoners with that Ghost and that flash, and he does have that ult, so he could stay safe if he wanted to. Doublelift just being aggressive, trying to be in his face a little bit. Excellent ward control, though, from the side of Kansas State University. We do see 2 control wards in that top side river. They want to make sure that Zach's not coming from that way, so that actually is a little bit of a misplay. Oh, hang on. Looks like Behind Shadows is going to take a lot of damage here, though. And then here comes the Nautilus, or I'm sorry, the Riven. And it does look like she might have to, she can flash ult. Yeah, there's the money. Whew. So that was a very, very good teleport by Prime to secure that kill. Chilling actually taking that kill away from them boys. So that is a kill for Morgana, but that is in trade for a kill for the Riven, and that is not the trade that you really want. If you're gonna do that, you gotta put the gold on your ADC to get them going. And Tristana was alive, so she did manage to farm a little bit more and put some aggression onto that tower. I Am Neil did stay in the top lane, but he actually is down by 1 CS, and he won't get a very big lead because Prime is almost back there in the top lane. So not a whole lot lost if you're Prime for going into that bot lane. In fact, it was really a pretty big gain considering you got that kill and you're pretty safe on CS. And yeah, doing a good job of CSing under tower as well. I Am Neil misplaying that just a little bit, getting some poke damage down, but pulling the turret away from the minions. So the minions, there's 2 times where some minions would have died if he had pulled turret aggro away, but he did. And it looks like Masklink is trying to push some aggression. Ooh, Demboy is a little bit out of position, not in a great spot. Modified Grammy going to get a huge kill there. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get out of this. The King taking a whole lot of damage, already used his flash. He is going to die to Doublelift. Masklink wants to go in on Shyfron. Shyfron having to use that Ghost to escape. And that entire time Behind Shadows actually was not level 6 yet. Still level 5, so Sona didn't even have the opportunity to ult during those fights. Huge misstep by Dem Boys being massively out of position without Chilling being able to be there and help him out to help keep him alive. And we are going to see first Dragon go over to the side of Central Michigan University. And that's exactly what you want if you need a little bit more sustain in lane, help you to regenerate that missing mana and that missing health. So a couple of things there. Doublelift did an excellent job of being there for the counter gank. The King was actually slow on showing up to help with that gank. He was there, but he wasn't able to do as much damage as he could, and that actually was a little bit unfortunate just because I think it did end up hurting Kansas State University, not giving them the biggest foot forward that they needed to try to make something happen there. Doublelift has been in a lot of places helping out with a lot of ganks, not necessarily getting kills for it every time, but he has definitely been applying pressure, and you can see that the side of Kansas State University is a little bit unsure about how to deal with that. They've got some control wards out, but it doesn't seem to matter because Doublelift is all over the place and he wants to make things happen. Prime going in on I Am Neil because Doublelift is there, but the control ward will spot them out, but then the flash comes in from Behind Shadows using that ult. Demboy is able to escape because of that Morgana Black Shield. Oh, and there's the damage, the ult E combo coming out from Modified Gramby. Tristana able to put a lot of damage down on that. Because the Black Shield from Morgana was down, there was a lot of damage that came out from that, and so Demboys paid the price. He is sitting at 0-3-1. That has got to hurt. With Tristana having 2 kills, Prime going in to do some poke damage as well to I Am Neil. And while hang on, Riven is getting a little bit of damage, taking a little bit of damage there from I Am Neil, getting that stun down, but we are starting to see I Am Neil doing a little bit more damage. Prime getting knocked up, using that ult. Let's see if he can make something happen. I Am Neil does have that flash up if he wants to use it. Prime also, oh, that was an excellent W. Will he be able to make something happen? No. Yes, he will, but he will die for it. We will see a trade of kills in the top lane, but we do see Riven actually come out a little bit ahead with that, able to pick up that Edge of Night. Couple of notes about that real fast. The Edge of Night did get nerfed in this last patch. It lost 5 attack damage. It went from 60 to 55, and the cooldown of the active has been increased by 15 seconds from 30 to 45. And so for those of you that don't know what Edge of Night does, it's basically a channel for about a second and a half that allows you to have a temporary Banshee's Veil. Hang on, we are seeing a teleport from Nautilus into the bot lane, but here comes Prine as well on that Riven. But no, it did get canceled, and it does not look like Behind Shadows is going to get out of that. Riven did end up canceling the teleport because they didn't want to fight that. So all in all, very good teleport from I Am Neil, and nothing lost for it really because Prine canceled that TP, and it does look like they are going to get a ton of damage down on this turret, and it looks like they are going to get first turret blood for the side of Kansas State University. So very good rotation, very good gank by them. Excellent job by I Am Neil communicating to his team saying, I'm going to teleport in, let's make something happen, and they definitely did, the king being there as well for that 4v2. And Prine is going to get some damage down on this top lane turret. Probably not going to be able to take it, but is going to get some damage down. Them boys rotating over to that middle lane. Probably going to try to push down this mid lane turret next. They do have the minions in their favor between Masklink and Dim Boys. They have a lot of siege potential and a lot of wave clear potential to try to get them out as well. We do see Modified Granby maybe trying to rotate there into that mid lane. Double Lift showing himself not really too concerned for trying to make anything happen, but more so just saying, hey, I'm here, don't do anything silly. And Kansas State respects that. Now, in terms of the jungle battle, it does look like the king is a little bit farther ahead. Double Lift, oh wow, excellent job by Prine forcing that flash. What a great ultimate by Behind Shadows, and it does look like 2 kills are going to come over to Orianna, and that's what I was talking about earlier with that Sona ultimate, and then also the Orianna ultimate to do a lot of damage, and we did see Prine also do a lot of damage on that Riven. They are still chasing though because the health bars are pretty low from the side of Central Michigan University. Double Lift going back in, maybe not wanting it, but it doesn't matter because he does have that Zac passive up. Prine going back in, just zoning them off. I Am Neil is there, but it doesn't look like they're going to make anything happen with that. Zac is alive. Double Lift only losing his passive for that. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Overall, though, I would say that is a win for Central Michigan University, able to push them off. However, the gold is still in favor of Kansas State University because they do have that one turret down, and that is keeping the gold in their favor by about not very much at all, actually, only about 500 gold. So these teams both very tight in terms of gold differentials. However, the people who need the gold on the side of Central Michigan University do have it. Riven has 2 kills. Orianna has 2 kills. Tristana has 2 kills. That is huge compared to the kills on the side of Kansas State University. Nautilus has a kill, Graves has a kill, and Morgana has a kill. Your Cassiopeia has no assists, no kills. Caitlyn only has 2 assists, and those are team fight assists, so they're not even full 150 gold assists. And so that's not exactly what you want, because once Central Michigan University does get that first tower, they will have the gold advantage, and it does look like Prine is going to be able to secure them this first tower. I Am Neil trying his damnedest, but it doesn't look like he's going to get anything for it, and it actually looks like he's going to trade some damage back. Not much. Oh, the king getting caught up, though. Double Lift going in on it. He wants to take out the king, and the king will fall. Masklink is next, but it does not look like they are going to just lie down and die. Cassiopeia dying to that Shyfron. However, Dem Boys is going to take his first kill of the game and take out Behind Shadows. But it does look like they might be in a little bit of a tricky spot here. Ooh, overshot. It does look like Chilling will die from this, and it also does look like Dem Boys will die. Modified Granby will have that reset on his jump, and he is not going to be able to sidestep the Dark Binding. Very, very good shot by Chilling, and it does look like they're just going to go for the Dragon. And with that, the gold is actually now in favor of Central Michigan University between that team fight and between Riven taking that top turret. I Am Neil actually teleporting to himself. Oddly enough, trying to do something there. Not entirely sure what the plan was. Missing the dredge line on the wall. He is going to have to try and take some damage here from Prine. He may not want to. Not a lot he can do, actually. He's just kind of waiting for this cooldown, and it looks like he is going to die to Prine. And there it is, the last of that Swallow's jump, I believe. is what it's called, or winged assault. I actually don't know. Let's take a look. That is called broken wings. I was wrong both times. I don't know why I said swallow. That just sounds cool to me. So moving on. So a lot of things have kind of been happening, but we do see Central Michigan actually kind of pulling together a little bit. They are 7 kills up. They are 1,000k gold up. That is just between the kills and also because of some CS differentials. Primarily in the top lane. However, there's a huge CS differential on the side of Kansas State University. They have 42 or 41 CS up there in that mid lane. Masklink probably having about equal gold to Shyfron because of that CS lead. Just 300 gold shy because Shyfron does have those 3 kills on Orianna, so he is very strong right now. Masklink picking up that blue buff, securing that away, going to be able to spam those spells a little bit more. Den Boys and Chilling pushing in on this bot lane, maybe trying to make something happen, but you have to be very careful because now you have 4 members of Central Michigan University pushing in on this mid lane. Luckily Cassiopeia is there, luckily The King is there, Double Lift is there to go in though and try to zone them off, and it does look like they are going to try to get some damage down on this turret. Having Tristana there though, that is huge. She can do a lot of damage to a turret in a very short period of time, so you don't have to push the enemy team off for very long if you are Central Michigan, because you do have Tristana, you do have that Sona to be very harass heavy from there and to help you burn down those turrets a little bit more. And it does look like we are going to see the counter push up that mid lane for the side of Kansas State University. Chilling did miss that dark binding on Prine. Prine having to use the dash to get out of that. But it does look like these teams are just going to set up here for a minute, maybe clear out some wards, try to see if they can get a pick, make something happen. Because it doesn't look like either of these teams really wants to budge in trying to give up this turret or make something else happen around the map. Prine does have that up, and he is going to go in. Chilling is going to take a whole lot of damage there at the beginning of the fight. Excellent ultimate coming out from Masklink, but Masklink getting caught by Behind Shadow's ultimate, and we do see the side of Central Michigan University. They are getting routed. I Am Neil was allowed to sit in the back line of their team. Dem Boys full health during that fight. Holy moly. It does look like Prine went a little too deep himself. Double Lift too deep as well. They were not able to protect their own carries. Behind Shadows using that ult to try to get Masklink, but it just wasn't enough because Dem Boys was also doing a lot of damage. Masklink catching, I believe it was 2 members for the side of Central Michigan out. That was an excellent Cassiopeia ult, and that definitely gave them the push that they needed to get 2 turrets in that mid lane and pull them up by 3.5k gold. Very, very good fight, very good shot calling, and very good team fight. Very good team fight knowledge and understanding, like having the presence of mind to do that team fight very well coming out from Masklink. So shout out to him for doing an excellent fight and making things happen for your team to try to get those 2 turrets down. Very well done. Now, I'm curious to see what Central Michigan will try to do here to try to kind of bring this game back under control and into their favor. We are sitting at 20 minutes and 45 seconds right now. So we are going to see some people start to stack up. We do see Caitlyn already having that Runes. She is probably... she actually does have enough gold to go back and buy that Infinity Edge for the 645 combined gold cost. So she is going to hit a power spike here with that Runes, with that IE. However, we do see Prine is going to be pretty strong right now, is going to be finishing that Black Cleaver here very shortly. Ooh, Behind Shadows just dodging all of those skill shots coming out from the side of Kansas State. They almost got a very big pick onto Behind Shadows, and that definitely would have changed things. It does not look like Modified Granby is going... He is going to go ahead and get that good flash coming out from Behind Shadows. They did manage to get that turret, so they do bring the gold within about 3,000. Not bad. That's a 1,000 gold change. That's nice to see, actually, if you are the side of Central Michigan. It's not bad to get that 1,000 gold, that 250 gold into your pocket to help you do a little bit more around the map. So let's wait and see what they're trying to do. We do see that Kansas State University does have Baron control. They do have that side warded very well. If Double Lift does decide to try and make a gank happen from there, he will more than likely be spotted out by any of those 3 wards that they have. And it does look like he is going to be able to dodge the Dark Binding and not take out that ward, actually. I was going to say and take out that ward, but then it didn't go down. So that does provide the side of Kansas State University with some extra vision around that Baron pit to help them not get picked. And that does make this dragon a little bit more secure in that they should be able to burn it down before the fight even begins. The king not actually in the pit to try to smite it away, and he does get there in time, and so the dragon does go over to the side of Kansas State. However, look, Masslink is going to use that ult. He's got 2 down. CMU is taking a lot of damage here. They are down. That Riven pick is not working out for them. He may be able to get into that back line, but nothing is happening because Masklink is nailing those petrifying gaze ultimates, getting 2 out of the 3 members of the side of Central Michigan University, and that is just huge. He locked down the Tristana. He locked down behind Shadows, and Shyfron took damage from it, and holy moly, Masklink, you are playing so well right now, and that is going to mean Baron for Kansas State University to help them extend their lead even farther, and that is going to be huge because that increases the amount of siege potential that Kansas State University has. So that'll be really great to see what they decide to do with this. They do have minions pushing in onto their top lane 2nd tier turret, so someone is going to have to go up there and deal with that, but not before it does a little bit of damage there. Now, CMU has to be very careful about how they try to rally and how they try to survive this. They've been trying to engage fights away from their towers when they're being sieged down on, which, I mean, it's okay because Caitlyn is very good at sieging. Masklink is very good on that Cassiopeia, who, as a champion, is very good at burning down minion waves so you can keep that pressure up on turrets. But there's a huge problem that Prine is on the back line, but he's not able to get any kills. Even if he's there and he's on top of them, he's not getting kills. And so that Riven pick not working out that well for them right now. He is 3-1-2, but the presence during the fights it's just not what you need to have happen. And that is going to be a turret falling against CMU. Another turret falling against CMU. I am Neil split pushing into that 2nd tier turret in that top lane. And the 2nd tier turret in that bot lane is falling to the other 4 members of Kansas State University. And it does look like Central Michigan is going to rotate up, maybe try to catch out Neil, but nothing's going to happen to that. They weren't able to make anything happen, but we do see the side of Kansas State University. They are still staying in that bot lane. They do have the Baron. They do have the Baron power minions, but oh my goodness, what a huge ultimate from Shyfron, going to be able to get out 2 members for the side of Kansas State University. Masklink doing an excellent job, though, getting a ton of damage down on that backline, landing that petrifying gaze. Prime not able to do a whole lot of damage. Masklink staying alive. Double lift there on that backline, trying to do some more damage to Masklink, to I Am Neil. Oh, double lift did get onto Masklink. However, that was excellent peel by I Am Neil, landing that dredge line, get double lift away. It does look like Masklink will be able to get to safety, but we don't know if I can say the same thing about I Am Neil, who is going to probably die for this. Yes, he very well died. If Masklink isn't careful, he could die as well. Oh, here comes Chilling, though. Definitely going to save his team with that zoning of that Dark Binding. Very good engaged by Shyfron, getting 2 high priority targets with that command Shockwave, locking down the Graves and doing a bunch of damage to Masklink. Very, very well done. And able to do a very good trade there, at least giving them some breathing room there in that bot lane. So good on them for being able to find that fight that I was talking about, maybe trying to make something happen there. Prine actually did a very good job that time, and that is because he didn't go directly onto the back line. He stayed in the front a little bit, did some damage, ran back into the middle of the fight after he zoned away Dem Boys a little bit, and then turned around, went back on to Masklink a little bit, and then went back down onto Dem Boys and Chilling. So very good target switching there to try to kill who's closest to you and who's doing the damage. However, we do see two Barons still up on the map. Masklink has Baron, Chilling has Baron, so they still have Baron empowered minions to push in on this top lane. However, CMU is going to respond by having 4 members there in the top lane. Double lift coming in though, Masklink getting caught out, and an excellent ultimate. What a great wombo combo coming out from the side of CMU, but oh my gosh, look at the damage coming out from the side of Kansas State. Whew, that's so much damage coming out from Graves, so much damage coming out from Caitlyn, and here is I Am Neil. He is going to be able to get on a Shyfron, but it does look like King is going to have like no health, and it does look like Double Lift is going to blow that passive, but Shyfron and Prine are both still there, maybe zoning it off. It does look like Double Lift will survive. I Am Neil still has about half his health bar, with King having about a third, and the health bars are very low on the side of Central Michigan, but they are able to zone them off from that tower. Again, excellent engage by Double Lift, excellent command shockwave by Shyfron, and a really good ultimate by Behind Shadows to combo that all together to make an excellent wombo combo. Very well played from the side of Central Michigan. They are just able to find the fights that they need, and it makes me wonder if they are just kind of stalling and waiting until this gold lead starts to matter less and less the farther into the game you go. It wouldn't be a bad strategy, actually, just because where they are right now, being about 6,000k gold behind, or 6k or 6,000 gold behind, you do see a little bit, maybe I would have to say more cautious play coming out from them, but they're still very aggressive in picking the fights that they know that they can win. Kansas State floundering just a little bit, having that Baron, and getting those turrets down, but they're not able to actually do a whole lot during the fights that much, because Shyfron is just nailing those command shockwaves, and it looks like Double Lift is doing an excellent job getting those slingshots and landing in the middle of the team, disrupting the targets that he needs to. Oh no, Shyfron actually getting caught out just a little bit out of position, cut off from his team. Not a huge deal. Oh my goodness, you don't want to fight this yet, Double Lift. Don't do it. You don't have the advantage here. Oh, it does look like he's going to go ahead and go in, though. I Am Neo is going to knock him out of that shockwave, or that slingshot. And it doesn't look like either team wants to fight. Oh, Behind Shadows is going to get knocked up by that Nautilus ult, but he's going to take so much damage from the King through 2 shields, both of Sona's W and Shyfron's Command Protect. That is a huge amount of damage from the King, and that is just the strength of the Graves with the Yomus and the Edge of Night, the 2 lethality items that everyone wants to build right now, and he is just shredding Sona with them. So we actually do see Kansas State really not floundering quite as much, making a very concise call to go in on that fight, force them off the dragon. CMU giving that up very easily, but actually trying to re-engage there, not the best idea. If I were them, I would definitely look back on this as one of the times that you probably shouldn't have done that. Oh no, Zach is going in, Prine is there, but the King is on the back line. Prine is almost dead already. Very good ultimate from Shyfron, but just not enough because no one is there to make it happen. Modified Granby is taking a lot of damage. Shyfron using that ult already. There is just nothing for them. And Double Lift and Prine on a completely separate page from Shyfron, Modified Granby, and Behind Shadows. No one was there to help follow up, and they went in way too soon for that. And it does look like the Baron is going to be up here in 3 seconds, and I would not be surprised if we see Kansas State try to go for this again to increase their lead even farther and get those Baron empowered minions once again. Behind Shadows is there to try to do some harass, but it doesn't matter because Double Lift isn't there. Maybe going to try to land that Q. Oh, so close. Dem Boys is going to take that away. The King not even using Smite, actually. So overall, very, very close. Good try Behind Shadows, not really dying for it, so very good job there. However, Kansas State University has a huge lead right now, and they are doing a very good job of pushing up and getting some fights that they want. However, they have been floundered. Like last time we saw them have the Baron, they floundered quite a bit, but the gold lead was actually a lot smaller than as well. So we do see Kansas State is a bit stronger than they were the last time we saw them with that Baron. So I would not be surprised if they are able to turn this into something very good, maybe to inhibitor or two. I would not be surprised. We do see the majority of Central Michigan University is up there in that top lane, and they are going to show themselves, Kansas State University is going to show themselves in that bot lane, but I Am Neil is going to be there to try to fight Prine, and Prine is going to take a little bit of damage, most of it actually coming from the minions, not so much coming from I Am Neil on that Nautilus. Because of that, Central Michigan is able to rotate down and make something happen. It does look like Prine does want to fight I Am Neil, but he just does not have the items or the damage right now. I do not think he is going to take damage from the Baron empowered minions. He does have his ult up, but he's not going to be able to do a whole lot with that execute damage. He's trying to do it, but I Am Neil is really just comboing him and kiting him through the Baron empowered minions. Oh, look at the knockup, and it does look like Prine might die here. No, we might see the turnaround. No, I Am Neil is going to take that away. Prine, if I were you, I would be very, very sad. You're the Riven. You're supposed to be carrying this game. But I Am Neil with those Baron empowered minions just kiting you through there. You took so much free damage from Baron empowered minions, and there was nothing that Prine could do about it. But he kept trying to fight, and that was what ended up happening. So I Am Neil is probably going to end up taking this second tier top turret, and there it goes, and it falls. Double lift going to go in. Behind Shadows, missing that ult actually. And Tristana getting rooted by the Dark Binding. She is going to die, and that is going to be the tower. What a sloppy fight by CMU, but at the same time, not a lot that you could do about it. That's absolutely heartbreaking because you're so far behind. All of your fights, no matter what they look like, are going to be a little bit sloppy, and especially when you're playing against Masklink and Chilling, who have both been landing the skill shots they needed to get the picks that they wanted. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And with that Nexus explosion, we do see the first game of the match going over to Kansas State University. That is a 1-0 lead in our best of 3 series between Kansas State University and Central Michigan. I'm going to flip us over to some commercials and a little bit of a break here very shortly while we get ready and get set up for the next game. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I will be right back.
Only $14.99.
Don't miss the call. Download Band. Communication made easy.
Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.
Only $14.99.
Don't miss the call. Download Band. Communication made easy.